Hello everyone, today I'm gonna show you how to cut sleeveless top. You need to take measurement. First, I fold the fabric in half like this, and this is my double fold line. I'm cutting the front first. This is the shoulder line. I take half of the shoulder, which is 32 centimeter, divided by 2 is 16. I have the slope for the shoulder. I have the drop for the shoulder. Drop it down from here, 3.2 centimeter, width estimated as shoulder divided by 10. And then I have from here, neck divided by 5, which is 6.5 centimeter. I connect. I have the chest line or the sleeve armhole line, which will be estimated as the shoulder or estimated as chest measurement divided by 4. So the distance between the shoulder to the sleeve armhole line, you can take as much as you like it. Normally can be chest measurement divided by 4, so it's can be like 20 centimeter. I draw the line. This is a chest. Sorry, draw a straight more. Chest. You have the distance between your shoulder to your nipple is 26. So your nipple, your chest line is around here. This is the sleeve armhole line, which is the sleeve end around here. And the chest line is around here. This line is your preference. Like you can break it down or even up higher a little bit is okay also. And you can even let it as matching the chest line is totally okay also, like that. So for me, in my case, I take the distance between shoulder line and sleeve armhole line is 20 centimeter. 20 centimeter. So on the sleeve armhole line, on the chest line, I take chest measurement divided by 4 plus the 2 centimeter for the movement. So my chest is 76 divided by 4 is the 19, and plus 2 centimeter is 21 centimeter total. And from here you can draw it straight up to the sleeve armhole line or even take it in a little bit. And then you can use the ruler to draw the curve from here to here. This is the ruler for the sleeve armhole. How to place the ruler? You can put it slowly straight down or even inside, maximum 1 centimeter like that. And then at the 1/3 curve in the end, matching this line, you cannot put it so deep inside like this because it's like go so deep inside or so outside like this. Slightly drop straight up from the shoulder point and maximum take it in 1 centimeter like that. If you don't have the ruler, you can follow the method like this. First, you drop the straight line from the shoulder point here to the sleeve armhole line. Cut it at this point. From this point, you take it in 2 or 3 centimeter, depending on how big and how curvy your chest. For me, I take it in 2 centimeter. Bigger chest, you can take it in 3. Connect them. Take the central point of this line. Connect this with the sleeve armhole point here. Take the central point. Connect them, this and this point here. Take the central point. And finally, draw a line. Go through all 4 points together. Shoulder point here. This point, and this point. So we have the sleeve armhole curve like this. You can slightly adjust it a little bit so it's curved more nicely. Next thing is I will draw a dot. Dot is to form the chest better. So even I add movement here, but if we have the dot here, the sleeve armhole will always fit it on your body without worrying that it will be like more extra space here. So to design the chest, the dart for the sleeve armhole curve, you measure the distance between two nipples. In my case is 16, so in the chest line here you take 16 divided by half, by 2 is 8 centimeter, so my nipple is around here. I draw the dart maybe from 1/3 end here to the nipple. No need to connect directly to the nipple, but the dart can be 5 centimeter. And then because my chest is a small size, so I take the dart like 1 or even like 1.5 centimeter or 2 centimeter, like that. Each side 1 centimeter. And next thing I need to do is I need to make the dart here equal. That means the dart is you fold these two together and the angle here have to be even. For example, this one, the dart is 7 centimeter on the right side. So on the left side here, we have to mark it up, make it longer. So it's like 7 centimeter here also. And then you can connect this with the sleeve armhole curve here again, like that. And then when you cut it out like this. So depend on where you place the dart, the angle gonna be a little bit different. For example, I place that lower here, so that's why this angle, the line is shorter than this. That's why we have to cut it longer around here. But if you place the dart different place, it wanna be different. So once I have that, I'm gonna continue to draw the body. So the length of the top, I will get it maximum. And I have the distance between the shoulder to the waist. Shoulder here to the waist, in my case is 32 centimeter also. So my waist is around here. I take 33 centimeter. And then from here you can draw it straight down from the chest point or even inside a little bit to make it form better. And then from here straight down. I make a short top, so I don't need to measure the upper hip measurement or the bird measurement. But in case you want to make longer top, you should measure the hip measurement or upper hip measurement to make sure that this is cover half a quarter of the hip or upper hip deep measurement. So make sure this can fit the bottom of your body also. Because if we just draw it straight from the chest down, sometimes if it's too long, you make the longer top, it cannot fit around your bottom. So for example, I have my hip measurement from my shoulder, from my waist here. I take it out like 12 centimeter. So this is my upper hip measurement. And my upper hip is same as my chest, so I can take it straight down from here. So this is the length of the top I want, and because I don't do the dart, the side dart here, so I will make it to mark the middle point and make it take 1 centimeter up and connect this. So why it is curvy here at the bottom? Because when you wear it, the chest gonna pull the middle up a little bit, so that's gonna be even. So you need to make the side a little bit shorter than the body here. So when you wear it will be more balanced. When you cut, you need to decide how low you want the low neck also. For example, I want the front to be low down like this. How much low down I want it, deep or just high neck. This part I have to decide. So sleeveless tops, sometimes you make sleeveless top, you will make it a little bit different from the top with sleeve. What different? For example, first is the angle here. Sleeveless top, normally people take it in 1 or 2 centimeter, not like out at the edge of the shoulder like this. So it's not like start at the end here, sometimes inside a little bit, but you can make it this line totally okay also. In my case, I keep it the same like this. But if you want to make it like a little bit inside more, you can draw it like that. And just keep the dart like same also. So you can take it in 2 centimeter or 1 centimeter. Draw this line if you want, like that. And keep the dart here the same. And next thing is the lower neck here. For me, I want it from my Adam apple here, which is the central line of my body. I take it in deep, like maybe I want it 12 centimeter. 12 centimeter, and then I can connect this curve together. But this point you need to play in the note, play in the note also. Like sometimes people don't want the neck curve here start right at the end of your the bottom of your neck. They want it to take it out to be more comfortable. So you can take it out 1 or 2 or 3 centimeter, depending on how you want the neck to start playing. And you have to take 1, 2, 3 centimeter in the actual shoulder line here. So for me, maybe I don't want it to be so close to my neck. I take it to out here 2 centimeter, and I will slowly connect this point to this point by draw the straight angle. Make it a square angle here, and make it a square angle here, and slowly connect them together. So now when I cut, I will spare maximum 1/2 centimeter or 1 centimeter around the curvy body here. Around the straight line, you can spare a little bit more if you want to let it in and out later. But how much you spare for the seam allowance is how much you sew in after. You cannot spare 2 centimeter for seam allowance, but later you only take 1 centimeter for the seam, so it will increase the size accidentally. For me, in this case, I can draw it from here. I can take it in a little bit. I use it like that, so I don't want it to hang at the end of the shoulder. And I cut, follow the drawing. Here is a dot. I follow the cut for the dot like that. So later this one being sewed together. And at the end here, I spare 1 centimeter also for the seams. Cut it in and out. At the bottom here, 1 centimeter also. Like that. And the dot later being sewed together like this. Matching them together. This line and this line. And then I can trim this angle later. Matching like that. So next thing you need to do is you need to mark the dot for the other sides too. Of course, this is my sample video for you, so I draw the chalks, so it look dirty. But for you, if you have the pen that can fade away with heat, you can use this pen. So later you iron, the color gonna go away. So now how I mark the dot on the other side? I take this point here. I hold the ruler like that. I lift the fabric up, and I mark. I place in this angle again. And the other side I have the dot also like that. So for the back, I can cut very similar, except the back don't have the dot here. So if I want to copy from the front, I can. Basically I can, but for the back, I can just draw it again and copy from the front, which will be faster. So what's gonna be different from the back and the front? The bottom is the same, you see? The everything is the same, except the back. The shoulder gonna be higher, because we always have the collapsing part at the back of the shoulder, which is like this in this mannequin. If you see the front here, the back is this part, and the collapsing part is here. The back normally higher than the front by 1.5 or 2 centimeter, or even 3 centimeter, depend on the body of man or woman. So in my case, I'm bringing it up 1.5 centimeter for the back. This one I already draw with the seam allowance of the front, so later I don't need to draw more seam allowance. You take it up like that, equal, you see, equal. And here, same, straight up. So you bring the shoulder up by 0.5 centimeter and keep the line here the same for the back. And everything stay the same. The neck here at the back, we only lower. This is the shoulder of the back, right? And you lower down by 2 centimeter. And then slightly connect to this point, make a turn curve. So once you cut, you do similar thing, you copy the front and the back. The shoulder here, cut it higher, unless you want it to be low shoulder, low neck at the back. You can take it down like this, or even as deep as the front also. This really depends on your design. This, remember, is already included